What's going on, everyone? If you're new here, my name is Edward Lee. I'm a filmmaker and photographer based in Seattle, Washington. And if you clicked on this video, it's because you want to know how to have a productive day. Now, we all know that it's been a crazy past 2 years. Maybe some of you are working from home, maybe you're not. But chances are your days and work might have shifted a bit. And so this video is going to cover some things that I keep in mind and do to kind of maximize my days when I'm at home and kind of how I stay productive. So let's get right into it. So first, for me, a productive day usually starts the night before. In the evening time, I'll usually set aside like 5-10 minutes to kind of game plan what tomorrow looks like. I'll literally put a timeline, like what am I doing from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to bed, and a detailed kind of timesheet of what the activities and tasks are. Essentially, I'm trying to write down what a perfect day would look like if I took full advantage of it. Make a separate list or at the bottom of the small minuscule tasks that you plan to do that aren't gonna really drive a productive day. There is a huge difference between being productive and being busy. I'll spend a whole day feeling like I was super productive, super busy because I was constantly engaging myself in an activity or a task. But at the end of the day, I didn't get done what I really needed to. And it's like a false sense of productivity. So understand that there's a difference between being busy and being productive. Now the morning comes, and for me, my mornings, I don't necessarily have like some super successful blueprint to have a successful morning or a routine, but I will give you some practical tips on what I do. When I wake up, I usually don't eat breakfast. I know it's kind of bad, but I'm just not a breakfast person. I don't really enjoy, not enjoy, but I don't find myself eating too much in the morning. And I like to drink coffee on an empty stomach because for some reason, when I'm on an empty stomach, the caffeine just hits, and I have this super focused mode in the morning when I drink caffeine. As far as the time that I wake up, I usually try to wake up between 6 and 7 a.m. That's not like a hard number. If I need more sleep, I'll sleep in a little bit more. If I need less sleep, I'll try to wake up earlier. But for the most part, on an average day, I try to wake up between 6 and 7 a.m. Now, when I combine coffee with waking up around 6 or 7, it really helps me have a focused work session between 6 and 9 a.m. And the reason why I like this time frame is because usually, at least where I'm at, 9 a.m. is kind of when everyone starts to wake up, starts to answer emails, starts to text you, starts to DM you. Literally, the world starts to wake up as well. And so for me personally, kind of getting my hardest task done first before I start getting pinged on my phone or on my computer, it's super crucial for me because I'm less distracted and I can really focus in on one task. And I try to make that task the hardest, most overwhelming one first. Now, around 9 a.m. is when I will check my emails or check my inbox or text messages and kind of open up to the digital world, I guess, which ties into today's sponsor, which is Superhuman. Superhuman is an email platform, or they're kind of switching up the traditional email experience, which I want to explain a little bit about how I use Superhuman. And I think you might find it helpful because for me personally, I have Gmail. And Gmail uses gmail.com, and you go online to use it. They have phone apps as well. But I don't know, for me personally, I feel like it was always a little bit dated, and I didn't really enjoy the idea or the experience of answering emails, filtering through emails, going through all the spam inboxes. I mean, I did it, but it was just something that I've done basically for my whole life, so I haven't really thought twice about it until I came across Superhuman. And Superhuman is a new dashboard. It's a new program or kind of app that I use, and I've abandoned kind of the Gmail interface and have kind of integrated it into Superhuman. I take care of my emails, but it's not necessarily an enjoyable experience. But after using Superhuman and integrating it into my workflow, there's some features in there that have really helped me kind of change the way I look at answering emails and kind of managing my inbox. Now, I could honestly talk about this app for this whole video, and I think you guys would find it helpful, but I just want to list off some of the quick features that I've really been enjoying. First is the split inbox. You're able to kind of split your inbox between, let's say, the main and then other. And other could be like the spam bot folder that you need to filter through, but it's not all together with your main inbox. And when I was using Gmail, I pretty much just lived in the primary. I almost never checked the other subfolders. But with Superhuman, I find myself checking the other tabs just to see what other emails come in. One of the coolest features about Superhuman is that they've integrated hotkeys and shortcut keys really seamlessly into their platform. A feature that I was kind of mind blown by is their ability to integrate your calendar as well into your Superhuman kind of interface. And so when I'm sending an email and you say something like to someone, are you available next Monday? Superhuman would automatically pull up your schedule for next Monday to see if you're available at that time or what your day looks like. So instead of seeing just a traditional kind of email interface on Gmail and then having another tab for your calendar, Superhuman kind of has merged the two. So you have your main kind of interface, and then on the side taskbar, there's a couple things like your calendar. You can see information of the person that you're emailing. So if they have like a lot of their social media accounts or websites and stuff public, it actually shows up and Superhuman extracts that information so you can see where their handles are or their websites, etc. Another thing that's really cool about the sidebar is you can see previous conversations or current conversations you have with this same person that you're emailing. And they also have the option for offline browsing. And I thought about why would you ever need that? Well, think about if you're on a plane and you don't have Wi-Fi, or you don't want to pay for the online Wi-Fi, or you're somewhere that doesn't have internet service or a connection, you can still access the emails that have last loaded on your Superhuman, and you can access the attachment, the files, the threads, and you can really review it or look at it. In contrast, like on Gmail or another email software that requires internet, unless you have internet, you can't really go into your email to see what the previous emails were because it's not connecting. So that's kind of a big plus of being able to have offline browsing for Superhuman. And last but not least, to be totally transparent, I'm a sucker for like good design and functionality, and this interface is just beautiful. Like Gmail isn't bad, but this looks super minimal, really sleek. It has dark mode. You could toggle it on and off. For me, I really appreciate well-designed apps and softwares that kind of make my life easier, but also look good. And so this interface, as you guys can see in this footage, is just really beautiful. And it makes me more excited to dive into my emails, filtering through them versus just like logging into Gmail. So after checking emails and then going into the middle of the day, I'll essentially spend this time to not do something so intensive and kind of let off the gas a bit. This is a good time for me. I'll like go on Instagram for a little bit, check kind of the post or make a post, or check Twitter, check TikTok, whatever, right? I'll spend some time doing that. Not too much, because then, it's a black hole, but literally I'll just spend a little bit of time on that. And then I'll spend some time doing the smaller kind of miscellaneous tasks that I was telling you about on that to-do list we made the night before. I'll also take this time to kind of step away from my screen and do anything that doesn't require screen time, like eat some food. We've all know too well, if you work from home too, you know probably what it's like to just work through the whole day and then forget to eat. I don't know if that's relatable. I literally do that all the time, and my wife, Christine, gets mad at me. But yeah, I'll take some time away to eat lunch. I'll usually take my vitamins. Oftentimes, because I have a bad habit of, like not eating all the necessary vitamins that I need to kind of save some time as well, I've been kind of taking this product called Future Proof. Essentially, it's like a little pack of daily dose of vitamins that comes in 3 pills that has all your essential vitamins in it. In the past, when I was, trying to be more healthy, I was buying a bunch of vitamins that I know that I don't really get from my foods, but it was just too much to keep track of. There's too many vitamins. So this little packet that has 3 pills only, that has all the necessary things that I need for the day, is super handy, and it kind of helps me save some time on this front when it comes to my diet. It's just one extra thing that I don't have to think about, and anything in my day that can help me save a little extra time is worth it in my opinion. Now, after I step away from the screen, eat some lunch, take my vitamins, do a little Instagram, do a little social media browsing, I'll come back to my computer or come back to work and have another kind of hardcore sprint or focus session until about 4 or 5 p.m. So whether that's editing or shooting or whatever the case may be, I'm doing something that's more of like a big ticket item on my to-do list. I'm kind of walking you through what my day would look like if I were to be working from home, but a lot of this 9 to 5 section varies based off of my work. Like if I have a client shoot, I'm out, doing certain things and shooting and whatnot. But for the most part, I try to keep these similar kind of concepts in mind, whether I'm at home or working out somewhere else. Sometimes I finish what I need to, sometimes I don't. But for the most part, as I get into the evening, I try to step away from my computer around 5 or 6 p.m. Honestly, I'm terrible at this. I feel like when you work for yourself, I'm a freelancer, I'm self-employed. I used to work a job, but for the most part, running your own business has its pros, but a lot of the cons is that I feel like I'm always thinking about work. My brain is always firing. It's always trying to think of new ideas, new ways to optimize my business. And it's a good thing for the most part, but it's also a bad thing because I feel like I can't ever turn my brain off. But Christine, my wife, she's a super big supporter of me and I love her, but she really helps me kind of dial back sometimes and get back to reality and understand that we all have lives to live outside of just work too. And so I try to step away from the screen and have dinner and kind of take some time to get outside if I haven't, or work out. I'm not gonna claim to say I'm super productive and work out every single day. I'm still struggling, as many of you guys probably are, to get fit. But for me, if I were to have like a perfect productive day, there's definitely the working out portion in there, or breaking a sweat. A lot of times I'll work out, I'll go bike riding, I'll go to the gym, and being able to break a sweat and not work, it ironically, when I come back, helps me work better because I have less brain fog, I'm more clear-headed. So sometimes taking a step away from your work just to break a sweat for like an hour is kind of more productive than working like sluggishly through that hour, because when you get back, you can work more focused and have more of a better sprint when you come back to kind of hit your task. Now, as I mentioned earlier, before I go to bed, I will kind of take some time to create the timeline of what an ideal productive day will look like for me. And then I will kind of go to bed. And when I wake up, I'll execute on that plan that I created the night before. Now, to close this video, I want to share some mindset tips with you, because I feel like having a productive day, or just being a productive person in general, is not really so much about what you do, which is important, but it's really about how you run your mind. I'm a huge believer in that if your mentality is strong, your mind is productive, that's how you kind of lead that into actions and then be a productive person or have a productive day. Now, to be honest, like videos on YouTube where it's like how to have the best day of your life, how to be super productive, it's like kind of fabricated to a certain degree, just because a lot of these people do not do that same routine every single day. I mean, maybe some of them do, but for the most part, life throws you curveballs, things happen, things come up. You're not going to be able to execute on this exact same routine, this morning routine, every single day, every single year. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to have ups and downs. You're gonna have days where you can wake up early, where you can't wake up early. You're gonna have days where you are busy at night and you have to work into the night. So for the most part, take like kind of this productive day with a grain of salt, but I really want to help you guys kind of adopt the more big, large concepts that you keep in your mind and how to apply it to your day and your lifestyle. Take some time to yourself and think about what is in your mind. Are there tasks that are small that just take up a lot of space in your mind? Like, oh, I have to text that person back. Oh man, I gotta reach out to my family member. I have to schedule this dinner. All those things take up mental space. And figuring out how you can extract those and put it onto paper, put it onto a productivity app or into some sort of desktop or notes, those things, even though they might seem not like super life-changing in and of itself, anything that can help you save some time or save some space is going to ultimately help you have a better life and be more productive. So take this video as a sign to organize your mind, make a plan of action, and have more productive days. If you enjoyed this video, comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. To be honest, I have no idea where the direction of my channel is going. I'm a filmmaker and photographer that really loves design and productivity, but I also want to create videos on photography and filmmaking. So I have no idea what this channel will look like a year from now or even a couple months from now. But what I can say is I appreciate every single one of you that has subscribed to the channel, that comment, that like these videos. It really helps me be more motivated to make more of these, because I still have a full-time job running my own business. And so YouTube is not really at the top of the list. But I know that as we gain traction here and build more of a community, I'll be able to spend more time creating these videos for you guys. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. I'd love to also hear from you on Instagram. DM me. I love having conversations on Instagram as well. And yeah, that really wraps up this video. All the links to any relevant topics and things will be down below. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.